Hi, everybody. What's shaking? So, anyway, if you don't know me, my name is Kristen Lee, and I own an afterlife research center called the Belair House in Belair, Ohio. And I don't live there, but I wanted to do a very educational video for all of you because it is so important that all of you understand that there are some energies going on here. And metaphysical energies, of course. I am a metaphysician. I'm an author, blah, 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 blah. You can learn about me later. I just want to jump right into it because this is very important. And I don't need to like spat about who I am. You'll figure out who I am. So here we go. Now, I took a break from the psychic lines this morning. And I was just, browsing and perusing TikTok, and all these cute, beautiful little witches are like, the full moon, let's raise a glass and ask the goddess to help us on a full moon. That's great. That's so awesome. But not in Mercury retrograde. No, you don't do that. What's the matter with you, huh? Maybe you just didn't know. That's why I'm here. I'm going to teach you a little bit. I'm going to school you. And you know what? The thing of it is, you can work in Mercury retrograde, but there's a couple of different ways that you have to do it. And it does take dedication. The first thing that's the hardest part in the world is, guess what? Waking up at sunrise and working in solar energy with our planet and our god, Mercury. You got to do it in solar energy. And you probably should do it on Mondays because Mondays are his day. See? Other thing is too. First of all, before I even show you this creepy deepy thing, I'm going to tell you two stories. Hopefully I can remember because I'm a very old crone, even though I'm well preserved. Anyway, so the first thing is that when we work in Mercury retrograde, we have to be very, very, very specific on what we need. We know not to sign contracts. We know not to buy new cars, new phones, new iMacs that I need. My friend Eric Connor says I need a new iMac. He's right. I do. But I'm not going to buy it until after Mercury retrograde, not even in the pre, direct, or post. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Save yourself the trouble. Trust me, I've been doing this stuff for 35 years. I kind of know. All right? Just to say, I'm trying to save you a headache. So, do expect some, delays in travel. Yeah, we all know that. Do expect some, things to go on the fritz, whether they be tangible things or love things. But you know what? When love things go on the fritz, don't worry about it. It'll be all right. People go crazy in a Mercury retrograde. Plus, we're in a pandemic. We don't get out much, do we? No. So we're like Titchabon, the little girls in Salem. All right, I will try to be non-dramatic, but it's no fun, is it? So the second thing is when we are in Mercury retrograde, we have to honor Mercury, and it's very important to do that. A long time ago, I'd started this wonderful thing called blinging out Mercury. And it really does work. I had researched for years on how to make the attacks from Mercury, so to speak. It doesn't really attack, but just it's, metaphoric. The attacks from Mercury a little bit lighter. So you're not getting kicked in the butt all the time, right? Some people will disagree, and that's okay. But I have learned from experience that this is what you got to do. A long time ago, I took a deer's skull, much like this one. Boom. Let me get to this in a minute. And I used to bling it out with crystals. You just get the good glue. I think it's called E800. And you take your favorite really cool crystals, not like cheap ones that you get someplace crazy, but, very, very good crystals. They could be amethyst. They could be citrine. They could be smoky quartz. They could be whatever crystal you're most drawn to. You're going to give Mercury an offering and you're going to glue them to the skull. And eventually you're going to have a skull that's probably 20 pounds, right? So the last skull that I had that blinged out, a good friend of mine came along a table at a paranormal convention and he's like, what is this? And I was like, well, Johnny, this is what it is, just like what I told you. So now that deer skull that has full of positive energy and hits from Mercury, like offerings to Mercury, now sits in Johnny Zaffis's museum, his haunted museum. So that's there. But always make sure that, I mean, you can find these if you live in West Virginia. Burnt in an air narrow. I love West Virginia. I'm only 10 minutes from it. I'm not making fun of it. But if you live in West Virginia, if you know an avid deer hunter like Ted Nugent, I'm not saying Ted Nugent gave me that one, but if you do, then you just ask for one and give some monetary value to the person that's giving it to you, and also make sure you thank the spirit of the skull. It is so important. Like, and I'm going to go off on a tangent here because I do live very close to West Virginia. My dad was a deer hunter. My father-in-law and my brother-in-laws are deer hunters. You know, they always did this. When they actually shot a deer to eat, they thanked it because it was feeding our families. So yeah, I know about the gain. And it doesn't make you gain weight either. No, not like these preservative crappity doodahs that we've been eating. No. So anyway, so let's get back on track because you know I have got ADHD and I'm all over the place. Maybe that's, never mind. See what I'm talking about? Anyway, moving forward. Okay, so you bling out your deer skull. Now, when you work with Mercury retrograde, you have to be, when you go into ritual, you should really get up at sunrise and work with him. Because remember, look it up. Mercury is he was a god. He's the god with the cute little hat and wings, and he goes down into the underworld and he brings up messages and takes down messages. He's our communicating planet. Very important. So double check your emails if you're sending an email and it's been 2-3 days and you haven't received confirmation from your recipient that you're sending it to. Don't go into instant gratification during Mercury retrograde because that's just silly. Don't do that. Try to have some patience in our material instant gratification world that we've created. We've all created it together. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's not anybody's. It's all of our faults. Okay, so now, when you work with Mercury retrograde and you are working in solar energy, you should be in the clear. If you get up at solar, at the sunrise, you should really be in the clear, but do not work with Mercury on a full moon. Please just don't. Like I said, others will disagree, but again, I kind of know what I'm talking about here. And I'm not saying I know everything because, people know nothing and everything, and it's a learning experience all at once. And that's the first rule of witchcraft, is it not? We know everything and nothing at all. And it's always a learning progress, is it not? So, call me out nicely if you disagree. And that's okay, because that's why we're here. We're here to learn, educate, and communicate and congregate. And that's what we're here for. So moving backwards here, just for a few moments. So let's just say, for instance, that, what could we do? Okay, there's Bridget. So we have, this is Bridget, and this is very dear to me, and it's filled with different crystals, different amethyst. It's made of clay. She has her amethyst there for her third eye, very important for psychic abilities. And even if you get a psychic cold, I know this is going to sound silly, but it works. You just get an amethyst and you put a Band-Aid over it and you go to sleep and you leave it on. Now, if you've got cats, which I'm sure you might, unless you're allergic. But if you have cats, I've got 6 rescued black cats. Yes, I founded the Leo Lewis Foundation, which is a black cat rescue organization. Skunk Face, get off of Fortuna's altar. I've got altars all over the house. See? Yeah. Thank you, good honey. Thank you. Good girl. So, all right. So if you're going to work in solar energy and you're going to work with Bridget, because we're coming upon the Sabbath, we're coming upon the feast. So, and I'm not Wiccan, I'm Stagirian, I'm Strega, okay? So if I say Sabbath feast, I mean feast, because in Strageria, it's always feast. My husband's Wiccan. So anyway, if you are working with Bridget at Solar Energy for the feast, okay? Of course, I want to say this one last time, and then I'll move on. You need to work at sunrise. But what she could do for you is she can bring balance and harmony into your home. And guess what? If you work from home, like pretty much all of us are doing nowadays, that means that there's going to be a balance of your career, occupation component, finances, and it's just going to bring an abundance into your home, because that's what she could do. And if you do it on I believe it's the first, and I don't know what day, I think the first is a Tuesday. And if you do that on the solar energy, it's going to have a lot more power than what? Working in the full moon. Why should we not work in the full moon? Okay, why should we not? Well, first of all, let's look at the scientific part of it. When the sun is ablazing and it's going down, what does it do? Scientifically, it projects a shadow, right? And the shadow projects off the moon. Therefore, we see the moon, correct? Yeah. Yep, buddy. My husband also is a scientist, so he taught me that stuff. Yeah, he's pretty cool. So anyway, moving forward here, ba-boom. So you never want to work in a shadow. You never want to work in an eclipse. We'll get to that in another video much, much later. Oh my gosh, there's so much knowledge that I could share with all of you. And I want to share it with all of you because I want all of you to get to your greater good. And I want you to be able to manifest things quickly and in time. That's a balance. And for your greater good. And then guess what? You just pay it forward and you help the most people, right? That's why we're here. We're here for 3 things in life. We're here to love, reciprocate love, help the most people, and learn lessons. Yes, we are human beings, yes, but we are also very spiritual people, and we're spiritual people having human experiences. We'll get into reincarnation and past lives and more metaphysics all later on in this YouTube channel. But for now, I'm going to show you something that's just going to skyrocket your desk and make the abundance and the flow of money rain on you. So, you ready? Are you ready? Pumpkin. Yippers. It's just an ordinary little pumpkin, but is it? No, it is a magical pumpkin. And you know what? You can get these at Pier 1. You could get these on eBay, on Amazon. You could get it on your local Facebook marketplace. Or, you know what you could do? I'm going to tell you what you could do on next season. Or if you still have one frozen outside from Halloween, you could bring it in, let it unthaw, of course, and then carve it and preserve it. And I'll show you how to do that at another time too. And it could be yours forever, like Jack the Pumpkin King. Did anybody get that? Give me a thumbs up if you got that. Just tell me I'm crazy or not. I don't really care. I'm just doing this because Spirit told me it's finally time to do this. So, inside of your pumpkin, very, 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 very important. You ready? All right, I'm going to show you now. So, inside of your pumpkin, on sunrise, and not when Mercury's in retrograde, you want to feed your pumpkin with coins. Always. Always feed it with coins. Always feed it with coins. Very important. Because that's going to continue the abundance, and that's going to show the universe and the gods and the goddess and everything that is high and most great, the higher beings, the most high, that you are serious. And when they know that you are serious and you are working in that serious motion of energy, they're going to listen to you and they're going to pay attention to whatever it is that you're about to petition. Now, I'm not going to go into this right now, but I will tell you, you can put some rose petals in there, and if you grow them your own, it's even better, right? You should see my way till spring and summer comes. I will take you outside and I will show you my rose gardens. Oh, they're beautiful. And there's some certain petitions and amulets that you can put inside of this too for success, prosperity, all those wonderful things, right? Right. Keep it on your desk. Say you are working in an office, because some people are still out there working, right? Like physically getting up, showering, brushing their teeth, painting their face, shaving their face. A shave of the face, a pull of the tooth. Oh gosh, I got all these Sweeney Todd and whoo, moving forward. Whoo, squirrel. Okay, so say that some people are still working in their offices. Well, you know what? That's okay. Get a wee little pumpkin. As a matter of the fact, I have one. One moment, please. Whoa. You know those pumpkins that they have at Bath and Body Works that are candles? Just get one of those, and you just like the nice fresh scent of aroma because it calms you down during hard times and times of troubles. Yeah, like Chris Cornell, Temple of the Dog. Times of troubles, go away, go away. And you can keep it there. And if anybody asks, and if you're still not comfortable with that, you know what? It's Halloween. I'm lazy. I forgot to put it away. Boom. Okay. So that's another thing too. So pumpkins are very important because it's just the way that it is, and I will tell you why the way that it is in another episode. There's just, like I said, there's so much to cover, but I'm gonna get going because I got to get back on the psychic lines, and I will once I reach 1,000 viewers, yeah. I will start doing super chat, and I'll start doing live psychic medium readings. Yep, because that's what I do. But I do them on the Spirit Realm Network, which is on Facebook. You can see the stream through Facebook on the Spirit Realm Network. And I believe next week or the week after, I'm going to start doing 3 o'clock, 3 bells every day, Eastern Standard Time, a different topic to talk about. And it will be simultaneously streaming here to YouTube as well. So, now remember, full moon comes, you just chill out and relax and watch some Netflix. You know, order yourself something healthy to eat and be with friends, either virtually or be with your family. Pull out an old board game, go on a paranormal investigation, do something. But whatever you do, please do yourself the favor and do not petition anything on the full moon or the new moon during Mercury retrograde. When Mercury is in retrograde, just play it safe and go back to old things and revamp some old things, because it's so important to nurture yourself during this time. Take care of yourself. And you know what? Don't forget to search for your deer head. Don't forget to search for your deer head and bling it out and get yourself some crystals. It's very inexpensive. Truly it is. And make sure you always honor the Great Spirit. All right, guys. That's what I have today. So now I gotta hop back on the lines. I love yous. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Oh, and guess what? Next Tuesday, Lady Moon and I will be doing a little video on an actual Candlemas ritual, and it'll be virtual, and all of you can participate with it. But guess what? It's not going to be in what Mercury retrograde. We're not going to be doing it in the hour. There's a way to manipulate the energy. Boom, boom. And I'll show you that too. Just stay away from the moon right now. You only got 2.5, 3 weeks left. Just let the moon be. All right? I love yous. Goodbye, moonbeams.